to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. King, how are you, my friend?
Sir, I'm great. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to start another week with you gentlemen.
I am as well. Spent some time with you guys over the weekend. That was nice.
Yeah.
I don't usually see you guys on the weekend. How was your weekend outside of the game we all went to yesterday?
It was great. Got a lot done. I wasn't able to make it up to Frankenmuth for my bee festival. Had too much going on at home.
I know you were looking forward to that, too.
Yeah. No, I've got another event coming up, though, that I'm going to make.
Is it?
I'm still committed to this bee investigation.
Well, if I can vouch for you, when you get committed to something, you go. You're all in. So
I'm not saying I'm going to have hives like in the next 6 months, but I want to learn about it and figure out what this is all about because I'm getting disparate reports. I'm getting this is way too hard or dude, this is so easy.
Yeah.
Like, so I want to find out what the deal is.
Why don't you start small and collect your own bees? Because I've got some for you that I think you might be interested in. I don't know how good honey is from wasps.
Oh, boy.
But I've got some underground wasps. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen them come out of the ground.
Yeah, that they dig a nest. Apparently the person that mows the lawn got stung a handful of times today.
Oh, she did?
Uh-huh.
Yes, Mike has a woman who mows his lawn.
Yeah, she's done that forever. Max, she's awesome. One of the hardest working people I've ever met. Unbelievable. But yeah, she got stung by by some nest that she rolled over today.
Is she going to fire you again? She fired you because of the molehills.
I know.
Got too much vermin around here.
I know it's too much. No, I was able to bring her back, and so far so good. But yeah. So what's next on your list there for the bees? What do you have coming up down the line?
Yeah, a couple weeks from now, I've got another event I need to look into. I don't know. We'll see, man.
Yeah.
I want to know more is what I'm saying.
I want you to do this so bad. I just want to see you in a beekeeper's outfit.
Well,
just the netted head hat thing.
Oh, we might be headed that way. We'll see.
Have you told Gab about this yet?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, she's on board
Yeah.
with whatever you're into? Good. I played some golf over the weekend.
Good. Yeah, your brother Greg was in town.
Yes, G-Money is
Good
here.
to see him.
Yeah.
He looks exactly the same. Probably haven't seen him in 15 years.
I know. Dude, he hasn't been here in 7 years to Detroit. He doesn't like to fly. So
That's a problem.
Yeah.
When you live in Arizona.
Yes, exactly. But boy, his little kid, Marshall, holy shit, dude. That dude is a ball of fun.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy, although we couldn't mention golf at all. Like, I got a phone call as I was driving there, like, whatever you do, don't even, like, mention. He can't see your clubs, and don't mention we're going golfing. Because if he finds that out, that's the only thing that will make him lose his shit, that he's not invited to go golfing.
G was saying he goes to putt-putt 3 times a week.
Yeah.
2 years old.
They've gone to the driving range while he's been here already. He's 2 and a half.
Kid's going to be a pro, man.
Yeah, he's already got a better swing than a lot of people I know. Yeah, little dude's going to be good. He's going to be tall, too. You'll have to meet him, man. He's a cool little dude. The exciting game last night, man, heartbreaking.
Detroit City FC.
Yeah, that was so much fun last night.
That was a great atmosphere. That was so cool.
Yeah.
It was way sold out. And I don't believe their reported attendance.
No,
they reported it at 7,500. I've been there for 6,500. That was about 2,000 to 3,000 more than the 6,500.
Well, you know what the problem is, right?
Fire marshal.
Fire marshal. So we have to say that there's no more than X. I mean, there's rumors were a buzzing about that. It was packed. I knew when we pulled in, because I didn't get there till 7:30, like right at kickoff, right as they were about to start the game.
Yeah.
And I was pulling into, I don't know where you park, but you park on that like baseball diamond field.
Exactly.
And it was like, I'm all the way at the back. It was like, dude, usually I'm pulling right up to the fence and you just walk in. Not last night, man. It was a zoo. Sold out. Totally sold out. There were kids hitting us up for tickets on the streets as we were walking up to the place. Yeah. It's very cool. I stand by the fact that I think we won in regulation.
It was not. Number one, it wasn't in regulation. There were 2 extra times, and then they went to kicks, and they lost in kicks. Unfortunately, it didn't go well, the penalty kicks.
Yeah.
But, dude, that was not a goal.
I'm pretty sure it was a goal. I was standing 5 feet from it.
You were standing behind the goal. I was in the stands, like, at the 18-yard, and it wasn't, man. I'm sorry to say. I wish it was, but
It was one of those where, and I know people that have watched hockey games will know this, when it's like you hear that bing, and it's like, that was in the back of the net. That arrow posted the back of the net, and then it shoots back out, and everybody's like, what happened?
it was bar down. It goes crossbar down,
Yeah.
and it hit about a foot off the line.
It looked, from where I was standing, like it, and I know this doesn't, like, I don't think this is laws of physics possible, but it appeared that it hit on the inside of the top crossbar in the top of the net and then shot right down.
Round ball, round crossbar.
Yeah, I know. Derek, God damn it!
Oh, my God.
Damn it, Marcel!
He lost his shit, didn't
Derek lost his shit. He was standing next to me, and all of a sudden, I'm being bowled over.
I thought he was going to go on the field.
Yeah, he almost charged the field. He was screaming at the refs.
he? He's got a little Uwe in him, doesn't he?
Oh, he does, and he doesn't care. It was so funny, but so yeah, there was that moment, and I'm still convinced that was a goal, and we win it there. But yeah, going to shootout. Oh, he had our
It's too
goalie.
bad, man. It wasn't in the cards. Like, the game, watching the whole game, it's like, honestly, other team was better.
Yeah.
To me, the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
game,
yeah.
right? And then,
Yep.
and I'm thinking, and I'm saying to my boys, and they're agreeing. They're like, if we can just get to kicks, maybe we win it in penalty kicks.
Yeah,
And then they go to the extra time, and City dominated.
Yeah,
in extra
yep.
time, like chance after chance, and you're going, oh, I don't want to go to kicks. I want to win it in extra time. And then they
Yeah.
ended up going to kicks and losing it. It's just,
Yeah.
dude, when you miss your first penalty kick,
yeah, it sets a
that's
bad tone.
emotionally a tough one.
Yeah, and that goalie knew it too. Their goalie, when he made that save, he was screaming. You probably couldn't hear it, but as he dove, he knew he had that save and started screaming like in celebratory manner before the ball even got to him. And that was a bummer. And then we made it close though, coming down to kicks. Dude, is it Victor Pena or something? The goalie
Yeah,
for
I think
DC.
Pena or Pena.
Pena, yeah. He had that last shot, both
Totally.
hands on it, and we're like, oh, because if he makes that save and then we bury a kick, we're tied now. We're tied and doing another round, and then you're starting over. Oh, you just felt it the whole night. If it had a roof, the roof was waiting to explode
Yeah.
off Keyworth Stadium last night, all night long. To have no goals and then go into extra time, 2 extra times, and a shootout and not have any scoring, that place was going to go bananas. Bananas. They were going to go bananas if DCFC
it was-
won that thing, and it was just, ugh.
Too bad. It was
Yeah.
a great season, really exciting. I think I went like maybe 4 or 5 games and just
Yeah.
had a ball. The whole family just, it was a great summer activity, you know?
It was cool. I did the same thing. I went to probably 3 games. G's never been there, didn't know what to expect. He loved it. It was awesome seeing TCG and Big E there.
Hell yeah. Saw a lot of listeners too, man.
Lots of listeners, yeah. They were in
Probably-
the stands.
Dude, it was funny. I'm standing in the beer line, and I think his name's Brian. I'm so sorry, dude, if it's not Brian. I'm
no.
almost positive it's Brian. He bought us around, so I really appreciate that. But he stood there a good, 15 minutes listening to me and Deuce talk before he announced himself as a listener. I'm like, oh, fuck, you got to be careful what you say around here.
Yes, you
Standing
do.
right next to me. Hey,
Yeah.
dude, I've been listening. You know?
This must be deuced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. TCG was cracking me up all day, by the way. I didn't know. I just assumed he talked like this. No, he sounds like Big E, kind of. TCG has a bit of
dude.
Big E to him, and he's just kind of goofy and weird. Like, E came up to me at one point. You know how they serve food? There's food there, and they always have the hummus and the salad and the chicks, and E goes, I ate hummus for the first time ever today.
Very good, very good.
And I'm thinking, E's never had a fucking hummus before.
Seriously?
And
Never.
You're a 38-year-old
Never
man.
had hummus before.
TCG goes, yeah, he thought they were mashed potatoes.
I don't know. It was by the.
Son of a bitch thought he was
So he's
getting
just
chicken.
spooning out huge hunk of mashed potatoes.
He thought he was getting chicken and mashed potatoes.
I don't know, fried chicken or not fried grilled chicken or something and mashed potatoes.
Oh my god. E.
So I took the spoon and I just went like a spoonful of, which ended up being hummus, I guess. No.
What were you gonna say, Ego?
I was gonna say I'm shocked. I don't understand how DCFC lost because our goalie prayed before the
true.
shootout and theirs did not.
We took note of that.
And
Came right up. and
I don't really understand. I just don't get it.
Well, he didn't pray hard enough.
I guess.
That's the only thing. That's the only conclusion we can come to.
And
It was
the ref checking the net 5 different times.
Yeah, these are inside stories. They really aren't for air.
Sorry.
But did you see the goalie for the Odessa, Texas team?
I did.
Taunting the fans
fuck,
after the
he
game.
Oh yeah,
dude.
they all were, man. They're all doing the listening, like, oh, I don't hear you, fuckers, you know.
Well, the goalie specifically was pointing to fans like right at us where we were.
Because he wanted someone to throw something at him or something, dude, for real.
He was taking a beating, and it was just like, yeah, you suck, Keep. You know, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of, not your night, Keep. You're going down, Keeper. You know, a lot of that shit. And then out of nowhere, out of left field, there's a girl, I don't know, 14, 15,
remember.
with her
no.
dad. She's standing there, and the place gets dead quiet, and you just hear, you like to fuck your sister.
No,
And it was like,
out of the
wow.
14-year-old girl.
Well, okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yes. I'm assuming she was like 14. Maybe
I didn't
she
see
was
her.
in high
I just
school.
heard it. Honestly, I just heard it. but
And
I
it was
didn't-
like, even Ian and I are like, oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. We went from not your night keeper to you fuck your sister.
I was
All right.
shocked that she know that he even has a sister. I mean, these guys, no offense, but they're not like big time players.
What
like,
the fuck? Oh my god! He like maybe he doesn't, and maybe that was
That's
just
my
a taunt.
point. It just seems crazy to even say it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know that she looked up his genealogy before making that taunting comment.
Yeah, I think it was just my guess is she
would've
had
said
no
mother.
idea what his.
I would have said mother then, because I would, he has a mother.
Great pointy. Great point.
She came back at some point and made some reference to him fucking not one, not two, but all of his cousins.
Oh my god!
Like at top of the lungs. And so if you watch the video, you'll see when they win and he immediately jumps up and points right at her. And he's just like, ha, then he's doing the, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. And I didn't know what to say. I was stunned because he's looking at all of us like, yeah, what do you got now? And I'm just like, sorry
Yeah,
about that whole
that
fuck
must
your
have been
cousin.
a bitch for those guys to come in there and play in that environment, you know?
Yeah.
You don't think about it from their perspective the whole time until after that and they win and it's silent. It's like, yeah, I don't really blame them for going,
Yeah.
fuck you all, man. I
think
just
it's
took a
awesome.
beating for 3 hours.
Yeah, it's cool. I'd love to know, and I don't know if you guys know this, but does the crowd in this league act like this wherever you go? Like if you were,
No, dude.
It doesn't?
It's not even close to that.
so if you were down in Odessa, Texas, watching this team, they would be more like the visitor side, just sitting
I'd
there
be
watching the game,
shocked if there's more than 5,000 fans there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Shocked.
like singing and chanting and
I
dancing
don't
the
know
whole
that
time.
for a fact, but I would be shocked if it's anything close to DCFC.
Yeah. Well, it's so unique, and I know we're spending a lot of time talking about soccer, but it is unbelievable.
Well, it's an interesting story because I think the big question is what happens next, dude. I think Gilbert comes in and buys that motherfucker.
Yeah, but you don't take the guard with you?
I think that's the only way you take the guard with you. Gilbert and Goris are getting an MLS team. Wayne County just agreed to look at that seriously, moving the jail site.
Yeah.
Because Gilbert wants that site. He's always said, dude, you can't put a jail at
It's
this
the
gateway,
gateway
of your city right
Yeah.
here, next to 36th District and next to Ford Field. It's ridiculous. And
Yeah,
so
this isn't
al-
Gotham.
He's always wanted to move the jail. He's proposed another site, offered to put a ton of money into moving it as long as they give him this spot.
Didn't
And-
he offer them like $500 million? Or
Well,
something?
he, quote unquote,
Yeah.
it's financed a million different ways. I'm sure it's not coming out of his pocket directly, but
Yeah.
part of it, yeah. So he's got that spot, let's assume, at where the jail site currently is. MLS is going to give him a fucking team if that's the case. I mean, these are two NBA owners.
Yeah.
They're going to look at them as having huge credibility. And I think this dude knows, look, DCFC has exactly what we need, and we're not just going to simply have those guys walk down, Woodward to help us. They are committed to Detroit City. The only way we get that grassroots thing they have going is to buy it and implant it. Now the question is, do these people love City more than they hate MLS? Because
Dude,
that's the big mantra there is
yeah,
fuck MLS.
MLS. You see
But
the T-shirts everywhere.
here's the thing, man. If they buy City and there's no City,
yeah.
if City is now MLS, I think a lot of those people will follow.
Yeah, but it's like anything with a cult following. When it gets to a corporate level, it loses something. I'm with you. It'd be exciting as hell. But
The
dude,
alternative is it's not there because if
Yeah.
I'm David and that ownership group, I'm selling in a second.
Oh,
Sorry, everybody.
dude.
I love that you've got this thing here, but number one, if MLS comes in, they're going to siphon off a lot of those, just kind of fans like, the families who come down. They're going to go to the shiny stadium on Woodward.
Yeah.
They're not going to come down to Hamtramck as much, so they're going to lose. And then I mean, it just makes sense. Like, dude, sell it when you
is
can.
the talent level? Do you think rival? Does it rival an MLS?
Fuck no.
So
MLS
So what are
is-
you buying then?
MLS is first. You're buying that grassroots thing. You're buying your organization. You're buying city.
Really?
You're saying, dude, we're taking your club and we're making it an MLS. That's my prediction, dude.
Wow, that'd be unbelievable. The first time I go to a DCFC game downtown and I see someone shooting T-shirts with a T-shirt gun
Yeah.
into the crowd, though, it just won't have the same. Those chants are brutal. They're fun. They're obnoxious. They're rowdy. It's totally grassroots. It's as underground as you can get, and that's the appeal.
I know.
That's the appeal to me. Is that of it when you get 7,000-8,000 people together?
The question is, can it survive with 7,000-8,000 people? Will it continue to draw that if there's MLS down the street
Yeah, I
at a
don't
much
know.
higher level game?
Yeah.
It's like, it's cool now because it's kind of the only thing in town and it's a grassroots new thing, but 5 years, 8 years from now, is that the same feel? Is it the
Yeah.
same thing when you can go to a really nice stadium
Yeah.
and watch way higher level soccer?
Well, it'll be interesting because they don't. Do you know if they're locked for any amount of time? Like, oh yeah, we've got a two-year deal with Hamtramck.
That
to stay
Keyworth
here.
Stadium deal was like a 10-year deal, but it was an interesting crowdfunding that they did. They took it's sort of like a Kickstarter thing, but they took loans from fans. Fans have equity in it. I think that last year or something, there was over $100,000 that got distributed amongst the loners, the donor loners.
Really?
And so obviously that would
Need to be worked out.
have some complication on how then it gets sold and worked out. But dude, if there's going to be a $10 million check written, I'm sure that'll get worked out.
Well, that'll be interesting to see as we go forward. But it would have been cool to have this team in the national finals and moving
too
on.
bad.
It's too bad, but it was a great time, and they've been great to us. They really have. I mean, interviewing guys over there, the owner and Dave, and them hooking us up with media passes, and just like, dude, bring whoever you want. I mean, they've been really open arms with us. Kind of two grassroots entities working out like that. So it's been fun. So hopefully they stay for another year. I'd like to do that again.
Oh, I know,
for
totally.
sure.
Hey, insurance, we all need it. Many of us don't even know what kind of coverage we have, however, or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 29 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900. Ask for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
Man, I hate to even bring this up, but I don't remember which freeway I took home last night. I want to say it was the Lodge. I thought it was 75.
How many beers did you have, man?
I only had two. I had two the whole night. But I was talking with G the whole time, and I just wasn't paying that much attention. GPS is going and whatever. But we took.
GPS get you home from Hamtramck.
Well, yeah, sort of. But we took one down that way and the other coming back. So that's why I'm like, I can't remember which we took down. But whatever. But coming back, dude, there was the most vicious accident we saw on the freeway, and it brought our side of the freeway. It was on the other side of the freeway, brought our side of the freeway to a standstill.
Oh, that's a bitch.
It wasn't that long, but it was just, geez, dude, it's gawkers. That's not on our side of the freeway. You just see lights, cherries, flashing, and as we get up, of course, it's just everybody like, oh, what's going on over there, peering over the wall of the freeway. And as I drive by, I just see one car completely upside down in the middle of the freeway. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. 10 feet further, another car completely upside down in the middle of the freeway.
Oh, man.
And then a mile down the road, they've stopped the freeway. They've got a fire truck and an ambulance and a cop car, and they've taken it to one of the on-ramps, and they're just directing 2 miles of fucking backed up traffic and making them one by one do a U-turn and then go up the on-ramp and then out and across the top of the freeway is just people, as far as the eye can see, looking down at this scene. It was unfolding right then, and I haven't heard anything about it, but isn't the only time they really close the freeway when they're dealing with a fatality?
Yeah,
I thought that they'll
so.
usually put the flares up and have you go around.
Right.
And, but fatality they did. And then as I'm driving, this has happened here. A couple miles down the road, they haven't closed the on-ramps, still getting on miles down the road onto the freeway. And so G and I are just like, oh, man, that guy's night's going to
Don't
be
you feel?
ruined.
I always think that too.
That guy's got no idea.
See him
There's-
racing toward a big traffic jam. You're like, oh man,
Sir, I'm so sorry.
His life is about to change drastically.
He's probably on the phone with his wife. Yeah, I'll pick up the kids in 5 minutes, and I'll be right by. We'll be off to the bar.
No,
It'll be
you
no
won't, no.
Nope. You're You're going to be doing that for the next few hours, sir. I'm sorry.
man.
Sorry to tell you. You just want to, like, find a way to bright him. It's
Yeah.
dude, just, no. You're going to be really unhappy camper in a minute here. Bad. Not as bad as it has apparently been for Eric Bolling.
Fox
Eric.
News guy, right?
Dude, can we just assume everybody at Fox who's a man is like pulling his dick out at someone, or
you have to.
like grabbing someone's ass, or just seeing if someone will suck his dick in the office or something? Like, was that just the Animal House atmosphere that was going on over there?
I guess.
Because this Eric Bolling guy, what is he, the host of The Five?
He was on The Five. He's not anymore. He has his own show, and I don't...
Yeah.
The Experts or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It's not The Experts, but...
Specialists.
Specialist. That might be it. What do you think of him? Do you have any opinion of him at all?
He's
or?
fine. I mean, total shill for the right.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I listen to him and then go, okay, you're a shill for the right. I get it.
Yeah. He's got a new book out now about Trump, I guess.
Drain the Swamp or something.
Yeah. I tell you, man, it is so unappealing seeing these guys that are supposed to be fair and balanced news guys that are just such hardcore, like, hanging off the dick of the right, like Eric Bolling or Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity's got an unwatchable in it.
Yeah, Hannity to me definitely has over the years, but I don't know. I think that's what you get now, though. You get the people on the right who are so hardcore. You get the people on the left, and you listen to both and go, okay, those are the two sides, and
yeah, but
figure out what you think about it.
There's such a smugness about it, and I don't know. It bothered me over the years watching Obama hanging out with, like, oh, now you're Hollywood president guy, and you're hanging out with every fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce that walks by. They're all making special visits to the White House. But it's equally frustrating to see these reports unfold, and it's like, well, Donald Trump and his wife were at dinner with Eric Bolling and Sean Hannity and blah, blah. And you're like, wait a minute. This is your fucking mainstream media. What are they doing at dinners with the president twice a week? Like, what is this? Is Wolf Blitzer there as well? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't think Eric Bolling's going to be back anytime soon.
Yeah, he's suspended currently, right?
Yeah, he got suspended. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a longtime Fox News host. Sent some unsolicited photos of male genitalia.
I'll never understand it, dude. I'll never get that.
He sent them to two colleagues at Fox Business,
Come
and then
on, man.
at least one other at Fox News. A dozen sources told the Huffington Post. So this
Like,
picture
it's just known and around the office that he's sending dick pics out.
yeah. Now, what I don't know, and they don't say specifically, is it Eric's dick pic, or is he just finding random dicks on the net and sending them to people?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because one would be funnier than the other. Like, if he's just like finding random dicks and then sending
Just
to people,
scaring people with them.
ah! That's kind of funny and forgivable. But if it's his own dick, at least he's smarter than Wiener and keeps his face out of it.
Right.
You know. The women who are Bolling's current and former Fox colleagues concluded the message was from him because they recognized his number. They were sent several years ago on separate occasions. Boy, I bet he thought he skated on this.
Yeah.
You know, 3 years. Yeah, it's been 3 years. No one's brought up that dick pic I sent everyone.
No, but now the alt-left is, digging up everything they can on Fox News, so
Yeah.
it's resurrected, right?
Yep. The women did not solicit the messages, which they told colleagues were deeply upsetting and offensive. One of the recipients replied to Bolling via text, telling him never to send such photos again. He didn't respond, which is perfect. She asked, I don't want to hear from you anymore, and he did. He did exactly what she said. He ignored her completely, and he never mentioned her again. What more can you ask for the guy? He sent something. You said thank you, but I'm not interested. He went, oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So HuffPo spoke to 14 actually sources in and out of the Fox News world, all of whom spoke on the condition of anonymity. They're all under contract or exclusivity shit, or still working for the networks. About these accusations, a Fox spokesman said, we were just informed of this and plan to investigate the matter. His attorney, Eric's attorney, responded, Mr. Bolling recalls no such inappropriate communications. He doesn't recall.
Who?
He doesn't recall any such. I would think that that's something you would recall. Like the time you sent a dick picture to your coworkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a difference, a distinct difference between saying, yeah, I didn't do that, and I don't recall that.
Now that you mention it, no, I can't say that I recall that.
I don't recall allows you some wiggle room, doesn't it?
It sure does. Sounds like lawyer speak. But he doesn't remember any such communications and will vigorously pursue his legal remedies for for any false and defamatory accusations that are made. He has a history of making misogynistic on-air remarks. This one, most notably, I don't know if you remember this one, but he was on the panel show The Five while discussing the first woman fighter pilot from the United Arab Emirates leading the bombing of the Islamic State. And he asked on air if instead of saying boots on the ground, it would be more appropriate to say boobs on the ground.
Oh, Lord! Lord, Jesus! Oh, Lord! Oh, Jesus!
He didn't.
But seriously, like, why, okay, what if you're on this show, if you're on the Detroit cast and it's like, boots on the ground, more like boobs on the ground.
Yeah, you're trying to meet your JPEs, you know?
Exactly. We've all got JPEs to live up to, or LPEs for some. But for him, I just don't know why you would ever think, like, okay, that's one for the boys back home.
Well, that 5 gets a little loose every now and then,
Sure
right?
it
With
does.
Gutfeld sitting there trying to joke all the time.
Yeah. And Tyrus. Is it Tyrus? Or is that, no, that's the Greg Gutfeld show with Catherine Timpf?
Man, you're the Fox expert. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I think that's her name. I think they're also incestuous. I don't know. Is that the...
I can't really preview audio, but it says it's what it is. And
All right, let's see how well it was received.
Red backlash.
Yesterday, I made an apology on this show, but it was inadequate. Fox News has received letters from viewers, including
Apologies.
from women in the military, and I've taken them to heart.
No, I
Therefore,
bet.
let me speak clearly and sincerely. I'm sorry for what I said.
Yeah.
I believe that Major Al-Mansouri is a hero. She's courageous, brave, and she deserves our praise, not inappropriate jokes.
Like boobs
60
on the
U.S.
ground.
military veteran.
Like boobs on the ground.
I got very thin skin.
So he is at one point was talking about a future in politics that he thinks is strong for him too, which he's
Yeah, these days, I suppose it's not out of the question. 10 years ago, it would have been, maybe, but
yeah. And now since he's been suspended, 3 hours after Fox News announced he was suspending Eric Bolling, following allegations that he pulled his took some dick pics. There's a chick, Caroline Heldman, who's leveled new accusations against him. That's where it's like, okay, we got to just write you off now. This isn't going to work.
so he's been let go, or just
No, but that's my guess. Is we've seen the last of Eric Bolling on Fox News. Like it's just too hot.
negotiating a settlement to
Yes.
have him leave.
That would be my guess because after surviving Roger Ailes and what's his name,
Bill O'Reilly.
it's too fucking hot over there. You just can't do it.
Well,
She
he
says,
he's not important enough to that network to stick through and ride
Yeah.
through a big scandal, you know?
he just signed a new multi-year deal, and they just gave him like the hosting gig on whatever
The
show.
specialist.
Yeah, what Bill O'Reilly cleared a lot of space for people to like take another step up the ladder,
Yeah.
and he was one of those. And he doesn't make it 6 months.
Oh, Eric.
So, according to some, he was one of 3 Fox News, Fox Business employees to subject this woman to sexual harassment, she claims. She says his suspension in a post from Facebook. So she made a post on Facebook talking about his suspension. My only surprise is that it took this long for people to come forward about his behavior, which has been wildly inappropriate for years. Heldman said she had also been subjected to sex harassment by Bill O'Reilly and former news consultant Woody Frazier. Heldman, under the penalty of perjury, signed a declaration stating that Frazier offered her a paid Fox News contributor gig in exchange for sex.
Now, Frazier is that black dude, right?
Frazier
Pull
is
him up, E. I think he's a black dude on the business channel, you said, right?
he's a former Fox News consultant. So I don't know if they mean like on-air consultant or if they mean like
I think I know who that dude is.
He
was
Woody
on like
Frazier.
Fox. I think he was like a business guy, only on their business network, always talking about the market and shit.
Is he not? Well, they said
You'll
former.
recognize him.
Will I?
Yeah.
So Bolling referred to me as Dr. McHottie on air 4 times.
I will just never get that, dude. I don't understand it.
I know.
Especially these guys in the public eye like this. Like,
Yeah.
and as you said, he's making his way up the ladder. Bill O'Reilly's gone. Space is cleared. Things are looking great.
Yeah.
And you've done this to yourself. You've totally fucked yourself.
What do
man.
you do
And
if
for
it's-
what? For what? Go get pussy, dude. You're
Yeah.
on TV. Like you got to text your dick to your work colleagues.
Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but you're around them more. You
So
see
what?
Them,
I just don't get it.
Because these guys are married. Most of these guys are married. And so it's like an easy, like I can't go to the bars at night, but if I can just grab this little bird here, and it's been excused at work for years. But what do you do if you're Eric Bolling and you know 3 years ago I was sending dick pics. Now it's red hot in here with this. I mean, what can you do? Can you write an op-ed and go, you know what? I did some really inappropriate things at work I'm not proud of, blah, blah. Or do you just go, fuck, man, I hope the 30,000 women I've harassed
Stay quiet.
shut up about this? I mean, what are you supposed to do? Because it sounds like
you've
that
painted yourself
environment.
into a corner. You're an asshole, allegedly.
Or a man.
No, it's bullshit, man. Believe me, man. I've done tons of these cases. I did employment law for many years, representing the management side, and it never ceased to amaze me how many fucking people at work just can't keep it professional. And I don't understand it.
Well,
I don't. You can say that all you want. Oh, they're married and they want to get a piece of ass. Go get a piece of ass outside of work. Why are you creating this environment where sex is everything? Like, fucking do work, have fun, whatever. But why is it always come back to your dick? Why, man?
It does for like. Don't point the finger at me.
It does for you.
No,
you know
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You know you're one of those guys.
No, I'm not. I've never sent a dick pic in my life. Never. Not mine, anyways. I've sent fake ones, but not mine. And not in a sexy way. Like, I wouldn't think of that like, yeah, babe. Like, I would never be so blunt and forward as to just, like, unsolicited send a dick pic to a girl. Never. Never.
But you're a dick pic apologist.
Well, look, I understand the way your work environment is. Yours was very, like, you're being judged by the 6-minute increment, right?
Yeah.
Everything about you is money and time and work and go. It's professional. It's suited up. But there's a lot of us and a lot of people in media who it's just a lot. It's a lot. I'm just telling you for sake of argument. It's a lot more casual. It's a lot more flirty. It's a lot more loose. You can get away with a lot in media like this when you've got a name and they don't want to fire you because you're bringing in ratings.
But it's not just media, dude. I represented all
excused.
types of employers, and it's happening at OEMs. It's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just and it never ceases to amaze me why you can't just do your job and go home.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
Well, I get it. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying I get it. I understand it. So this chick would also say he would contact me via phone and text after shows, sometimes to apologize for his behavior, then just do it again, sometimes just to talk. He said he wanted to fly me out to New York for in-studio hits and have fun. He asked me to have meals with him on several occasions, but I found excuses not to go.
What a douche.
Once he took me up to his office in New York and showed me his baseball jerseys.
Yeah, total douche.
And in the brief time I was there, he let me know, yeah, my office is the place I like having sex the most.
Yeah.
She's like, oh,
Sweet.
cool, hot. Show me your DiMaggio jersey again. Chicks are really turned on by that. I know other women who have had similar experiences with him, which means that lots of folks at Fox News knew well before 2017. She also suggested lawyers need to talk to the makeup artists at Fox. Said those are contracted employees, so they don't want to speak, but they're sitting in that chair, getting their makeup done, and there's all types of inappropriate shit that goes on that they will be privy to. And so Fox made some comment like, yeah, well, we're looking into all avenues, and we'll interview everybody.
Full investigation.
Sure.
Hey, check out the DetroitCast listener business page. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com. And if you haven't checked out our website, do that. I know a lot of you just get our show off iTunes or elsewhere, but check out DetroitCast.com. It's got a lot of information about the history of the show, how the show came to be, pictures, videos, etc. But this listener business tab is a great one because it includes businesses owned by our listeners. So it would be great if you would support them, and we're getting great feedback from people who are. Good. And so we appreciate that, and we hope that you continue to do that. Today's featured businesses are Frankenmuth Old Time Photo. Old Time Photo is the most fun in Frankenmuth. Reserve your appointment online today with promo code TDCJ. That'll get you a discount. They also travel for weddings and special events. And then moreover, we have Exquisite Kitchens. Exquisite Kitchen designs, but they don't just do kitchens. They do kitchens, bathrooms, basement bars. They have a beautiful
could I line them up for some work.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. They could.
Wow.
Could do a doozy in here. They have a beautiful showroom in South Lyon, and they want you to know that they're not only really high-end stuff, but they do mid-level and even some, real cost-effective stuff. Cost-effectively, like to say.
So if you've got a shithole, if you've got a shithole somewhere, they're not going to blow you off.
Yeah,
they're going to field that call, and they're going to do the best they can with whatever pathetic budget you have.
Don't be intimidated by their beautiful website and the pictures they're on. They can fit your budget as well.
Yeah,
so
they can go slumming it.
Contact these people; they're great.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, you know, thinking more about this this sex discrimination thing. There's a woman that's suing Time Magazine for sex and age discrimination and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I always wonder how many of these people are like, oh, I got fucked over, so I have to, it's not just me. I just have to find the reason. And I
a
can
ton
blame
of them.
You think so?
Yes.
You know so.
Yes, I do know that for sure.
But the problem for the guys is it's always the guys that are going to get fucked over. Like, not fucked over, but the guys are always going to get called out. And that's, I think, your point in a lot of this, where it's like, you may think you're on a great flirty level with this woman at work.
But little do you know, you have given her tremendous power.
Yeah.
Tremendous power. Because if you piss her off, you're her manager, whatever it is, she leaves, oh boy. And she's got a whole arsenal of shit that you've done, you've said.
And we see it, dude. It doesn't need to be more than like one offhanded titty remark or something. It's not like it needs to be something like way over the top, like I send her dick pics every day. It's just like... And then she gets blown out because she sucks at doing her job for whatever reason. And then it's just like, oh, wait a minute.
But you've empowered her.
Yeah. And that's Jay's big thing where it's like, come on, gentlemen.
Don't
what are you
do
doing?
it. Just do your job.
Go get a hooker after work. For fuck's sake. You're killing yourself. Knock it off. So I don't know. Just looking at her photo, I don't trust her already.
No, this is false. This is a lie.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present Exhibit A. Just look at her. We're going today with the age-old, just look at her defense.
Absolutely.
See what we got.
That happens. The just look at her defense.
Your Honor, just look at her.
I mean, come.
No further questions. I rest my case. So anyway, Time Magazine undermined this female editor, saddled her with a male deputy who created a toxic atmosphere at work, and then replaced her with him when she left.
So is this a gender discrimination or a sexual harassment?
Sex and age.
So a gender discrimination or
gender-
sexual harassment?
I guess gender and age.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a chick, and I'm
I got
old.
passed over for a younger dude.
The media giant, this is Catherine Mayer who we're talking about. Media giant in New York, Time Magazine, that's who she's suing. Time has violated anti-discrimination and civil rights laws by operating a system of male cronyism by which men, especially former war correspondents, were favored over women in recruitment, dismissal, and promotion decisions. Boy, I wouldn't think of that going on at Time Magazine, of all places. Don't they
Right.
seem like a very liberal...
Very much.
The suit claims that she became Time's Europe regional editor in 2014, but quickly found her position undermined. Despite being told that she could pick her own team, she was forced to take on Matthew McAllister as a deputy.
Not McAllister.
Anybody but McAllister. He quickly began undermining her position. McAllister created a toxic atmosphere that left one employee afraid to even be alone with him. This was not the result of a tough but fair work regime, but from bullying from subordinates and favoring others. Non-macho men and women who did not conform to traditional expectations of gender roles did not fare well. When she complained about McAllister's behavior to Jim Frederick, the foreign editor who hired both of them, she received little sympathy. He responded simply, you two are two of my favorite people. I'm sure you'll find a way to make things work out. Seems like a very reasonable thing to say. Figure it out. You're adults. Go do your
Don't
job.
bother me with this.
Yeah, this is petty shit. I hired you both. The stress caused Mayer to suffer depression, migraines, insomnia.
Now I got you.
My last few years at Time were appalling, and they absolutely were a wake-up call to me. I used to tell myself that just by rising in the ranks of journalism, I was making a difference. But one of the things that is kind of salutary in a horrible way about what happened to me is that it forced me to confront how little difference I was making. Yeah, that's true about most people in life. Sorry. We all think we're making a difference somewhere, but
barely.
We all think that other people are reading our Twitter posts, but they're really just seeing who retweeted and read theirs. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do. Not terribly interested in all the people you're following. It's just like, man, who looked at my stuff? Really making a difference here with my strong posts. Not only was she out of a job, she was forced out at the same time as her book, Born to be King, Prince Charles on Planet Windsor, was coming out.
Oh, it sounds riveting.
Oh, can you think of a more boring, stale book to read than Prince Charles on Planet Windsor? Ooh. Wow. So that was published right around the time she was leaving, and it negatively impacted her book sales, since many, she's saying, assumed they had terminated her because her research for the book was defective. Nobody would jump to that conclusion.
No.
like not in a million
No,
years.
she wanted to do press and advertise that she's a Time magazine editor. Or
Yeah,
whatever, right.
Instead of former or ex Time magazine editor. A Time Inc. spokesman said the allegations are untrue and wholly without
Oh
merit.
God, you never judge a book by its cover, but whew,
We're told not to, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that book sucks.
there's a picture of Chuck sitting there with a top hat on. God,
Does the
inbred
top
son
hat
of a bitch.
Does the top hat
Yes.
even look like it's on him? It almost looks fake.
It
doesn't
does
look
look
like it
fake
fit-
because it doesn't like match the rest of his outfit.
No.
You know?
Did Catherine Mayer Photoshop that hat onto his head?
Not
Is that
just that
possible?
You can't do that.
I don't know, man.
It looks to
It's
me honestly.
like
It looks like on like Snapchat or something when they have those filters where you just put a hat on top of your head.
It's a Snapchat filter.
Like I'm just saying, it looks like someone just
You wait for the dog tongue to come hanging out of his mouth. No, it feels like for the future king, Prince Charles himself, it should be crested or something.
I would agree with you. It looks like there's some detail on the side, perhaps, but to me, it just
Maybe.
doesn't look like that charcoal black hat really goes with his light gray suit. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
And
I'm not a top hat guy, so
Yeah, and his tie's kind of crooked. It just seems like of all the pictures, you could have got him in like full military regalia. You know, all the bells and
sure.
whistles.
Yeah, medals and
Yeah.
ropes and shit going
Oh,
across
the
them.
ropes! I love those thick ropes.
Yeah, don't know what that means, but looks impressive.
It does look way more impressive than this. This
Rank
just
and
looks
status.
totally. So yeah, I don't know what her.
There, look at that
look at
son
that.
of a bitch.
Look at that poops.
He's
What's-
going to war, gentlemen. Look at him. He's a hero.
Boy, he is leading a battalion, isn't he?
You know what? At least his sons actually were in like active duty, quote unquote. You know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in fact, I think Harry was in Afghanistan or some war
Oh,
zones.
yeah.
They're both copter pilots, I believe.
Yep.
So at
Totally.
least, you give him credit for doing that. But this son of a bitch, you telling me he actually, went through any sort of real war training?
I don't think so. Do you want to know what these medals and bells and whistles are?
Not really.
Okay. I mean, things like the Order of Merit. Like, who doesn't want the Order of Merit?
Yeah.
It's not real Purple Hearty,
It's just
but
bestowed upon him.
yeah.
The Silver Jubilee Medal.
God, seeing them at their weddings. I don't know if you watched it. There's a documentary out now.
A documentary?
A documentary that HBO did about Diana, like on the anniversary or
Yeah, I heard
14-year
about that.
anniversary. It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah. The only problem I had was it was G-rated, which was like, come on, man. I want to get into some of the details about
Yeah,
the
Dodi
accident,
Fayed
Dodi
and-
Fayed. And if it's G-rated, it means Sweet Pie can be sitting here watching it too.
Yeah, and they're not going to show dead bodies or talk
No.
about, sex. And
They're not going to get salacious in any way.
they're not going to be like, Harry's clearly not his kid. Okay, Harry is the kid of the polo professional guy, right?
Yeah,
Captain whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Can't
so
think of his
clear,
name.
dude.
Yeah. But it's kind of heartbreaking to watch, these two kids that are
Sure.
going through their book of, photo. You can imagine how many photos there are and stories and to watch them still to this day struggling with losing their mom at such an early age and what happened and what life's been like. And Harry's like, yeah, I cried once after my mom's death. And then I was able to just kind of push all that stuff down.
Harry.
And it's never come out, and it probably will have to at some point.
Oh,
It's like,
Harold.
shit.
Harold.
Harold, what are we doing here? Like, he's just, like, openly admitting, like, yeah, we
Yeah.
just stuffed that shit down.
Isn't
That
it-
is for another day.
Isn't that dude about to marry an American?
Yeah, is it
Something
Meghan Markle?
Yeah, actress, quote unquote.
Yeah, who the question is she black? Is she white? What is she?
Yeah, I think she is half African American.
Yeah, I think she's ambiguous about it. And so she doesn't like say a lot, but people speculate for whatever reason. It's interesting though because there's been a lot of Diana stuff that's come out, including, and I think this is just like BBC, over there. You're not going to see it here, but BBC 4 maybe they're airing some like old tapes of Diana. Like she had someone that was following her around. I usually hate these stories about this family. I just don't care. But some of them are kind of interesting because she had someone that came in and was like brought in, might have been a BBC reporter, and was like to document her thoughts on like her marriage and shit and how bad it was. And she was going around and like secretly tapping phones.
Was that when Camilla Parker Bowles was on the scene?
Oh yeah. And so she caught old Chuck here on the shitter having sex talk with Camilla Parker Bowles. And Diana
Bowels.
and Diana was saying that, oh yeah, that Camilla Parker is a fucking. She's the one that's raunchy as shit. She's the one that's
They were
nasty.
having phone sex while he was taking a shit.
Yeah. Yep. And she's listening into it. And then I didn't remember this. And you probably won't remember this either. But in 1992, the Camilla Gate tapes were out there, and apparently, they caught old Chuck on tape talking about how he. Let's see.
Oh no! I remember everybody freaking out because Camilla's so gross and Diana was considered so beautiful.
Yeah, she was comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
1992, a highly personal transcript of the Camilla Gate call was made public.
Oh no, I don't remember this.
Caused huge embarrassment to the royal family as it included details how the prince had told his lover that he wanted to be her. Any guesses?
Backdoor man.
Daddy.
Daddy?
I don't know.
Backdoor
Like-
man is not a... It's worse, gentlemen. I was thinking someone was going to go panties.
Oh, he wanted to. Wait a
You
minute.
wanted to be her panties?
No, I was thinking someone was going to say that. Oh, my love, I wish to be your...
Yeah.
It's worse than panties. It's worse than backdoor man.
What is it?
Tampon.
Dude.
I told you it was worse. The fucking future king is on tape
That
talking.
is such a weird thing to say, man.
Isn't it?
What?
Of all things, wouldn't like your
Why would
dildo?
you- yes. I want to
You
be
know?
your dildo.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
No, it's because it makes it sound like I wish to be bled all over my face,
Yeah.
like, and then thrown out.
I wish to be your
discarded.
plug.
Yeah.
Your monthly plug.
I wish I was your monthly plug that you then threw in the toilet
I wish to
afterwards.
absorb your ovum.
Ah.
Your uterine wall. I want your uterine wall to shed upon me.
Do you think he just? I wonder if I hope for his sake he just panicked, and it was like you could. Do
I want
better
to be your.
She's like,
Backdoor man has been taken.
he says, I wish to be your undergarments. And she's like, you can do better than that. Come on, pick it up, dog. Let's go. He's like, I wish to be your, I don't know, tampon. And then there it is. Ugh. I can't think of anything I would want to be less than someone's
Right,
tampon.
man. Maybe butt plug.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, butt plug would be pretty
I don't know. Even that would. I think the tampon's worse. So.
Tampon is almost worse because it's like you just picture like a flowing river that's just unloading.
Dude, wasn't Parker Bowles at that point like beyond menstruation? She's old as shit, right?
In
Seriously.
92, though,
Yeah, maybe she was
barely hanging
the-
out.
yeah, in
Pull
the-
up Camilla Parker Bowles.
part of those hot flashes. She's gross, man.
She was
She's
so gross. even
Sort of
back
a
then.
Barbara Bush situation too, where at the time you're like,
Yeah.
looks like his older sister or his mom.
His mom, yeah, for sure. I think he was sneaking off to other little palaces, like dancing around in the night, like, ooh, I
Sure.
should go fuck Camilla over here
Yeah.
at the Duke of Edinburgh's place.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, there she is.
You know, that's not too bad.
I was gonna
honestly,
say that's actually not bad.
the
for
best
her.
picture I've ever seen of her.
Huh. I don't,
No, I remember when that first hit. I was like, ah, what?
She would wear those hats that were weird, those
Sure.
big hats, and
I'm getting out of a damn, what do you call it, carriage. Of course they are. What a life, man.
I know. I'm with you, dude. I give credit to those boys for seemingly coming out as normal as possible.
Yeah.
And I think their mom had a lot to do with that. You know, like raising them not to be just like.
Yeah, I don't pretend to know anything about the Royals, but from afar, it seems like that Harry especially seems to be somewhat of a normal dude.
Dude.
Just the partying pictures and
They-
stuff you see.
They say he got that from his mom. I guess Diana. They say in this HBO documentary that she could be.
Wasn't she a commoner?
Well,
Didn't she-
no,
no?
hardly. I mean, she grew up.
Oh,
with
it's what's her name? That's a commoner. Kate,
Oh,
right?
Kate Middleton.
yeah.
No, she grew
Yeah,
up in
she's a
some.
Spencer or some
Yes,
shit.
exactly.
Why do I know this?
I know,
Why can't
I
I,
know.
purge this?
Yeah, it's but I guess she could be just wicked with her tongue and tell the dirtiest jokes and stories. So she was more like
Somewhat
that. And
down
they
to
said,
earth.
yeah, and they said Harry got that from his mom. And so when you see him, you know, one of the guys,
Maybe
that
from
was-
his dad as well.
yeah, maybe. When you see him out, you know, at a party with a Nazi fucking outfit on at a Halloween party, it's
Yeah.
like these guys are like, oh, they love it. They love it. It reminds them of Diana. It's like that's what she would have done. Something like outrageous, like getting nude in a pub with all his buddies and running
Yeah.
around like he did that shit. And
In Vegas too, I think. Recently.
yeah,
Good for him.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey, people keep asking Michael Kowalski what Kowalski's great-tasting sausage pairs best with. The answer? More great-tasting Kowalski sausage, of course. Just tell him Mike sent you Kowalski quality for over 97 years.
Love it. How do you feel about the N-word
I'm opposed.
in depiction in film?
I mean, if it's in the context of, if you're going to show some racist dude throwing around the N-word and that's the character, okay.
So it applies in the
censor it,
in the NWA film or something. It would seem foolish to not have it in there. Huckleberry Finn is
it's a classic, man.
It's raising some stink right now. I guess they're having the 17th movie adaptation of Huck Finn.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to Mickey Rooney in 1939 doing it, and then Elijah Wood or whatever did one in 96 or 93, whatever that was.
I missed that one.
Yeah, but a lot of times I think they take the word out. Well, this one's not. It's going to have the N-word in it. And they said, it's a kid's book, and a lot of times these movies were made for a younger audience. This one's going to be made for a more adult audience. And so they're saying that we understand it's going to cause major controversy, but we're not bleeping the word or negating the word. The highly offensive word was repeatedly used in the Mark Twain tome. I like that tome.
Sure.
Which was published in 1884. Screenwriter Jonathan Feldman defended the use of the obscene word. Of course it's controversial. I'm expecting Rose fights. Huckleberry Finn tells the tale of Huck, who lives near the Mississippi River. Most people know the story of Huck Finn, right?
I think so.
You've got the web of characters. His alky father, who gets Huck to extort money to fuel his addiction.
He ends up dead, right?
No, don't. Dude, come on, man.
I think he finds his dad dead in the river.
Shit.
Maybe I'm imagining that.
Dude.
And then Jim, of course, his buddy Jim, they jump on the raft.
Well, yeah. You got Tom Sawyer. You got Miss Watson, who lives in Huck's adopted family, and her slave Jim, who Huck forms a close bond with. The book was criticized for its frequent use of the offensive word and perceived racial slurs. A former president of Merchant Ivory Productions, who has worked on Howard's End and The Remains of the Day, said the word needed to be included in the previous films aimed at children, was unable to properly honor the book. But in this version, geared towards adults, you need the word, which Twain himself used in the context of the times. I don't have a problem with that.
It's the context of the times. I think that's the key. Context of the story.
I don't like how we're seeing this more and more. Like, I don't know if have you heard of this film Dunkirk?
Yeah.
the battle at Dunkirk, which is an island in France or something. And it's getting rave reviews. People are, it was #1 at the box office last week, I believe, maybe this week. And people are saying it's, as far as like war movies go, it's brilliant. It's one of the best war movies ever made. And then people are just like, there's not very many women in this movie at all. And there's certainly not any minorities, and and they're just kind of doing this thing, and it's like, what? Like, it is what it is. You're talking about.
It's a historical piece.
It's a historical
period piece.
Yeah. So people are like, can't we find the women that did something cool in World War II and make a movie about them? And it's like, yeah, go make it. Do your thing. This guy chose to do this story, this bloody, death-filled battle on this island in France.
Go make Nightingale.
Yeah.
Nightingale. Boom. Bunch of nurses running around.
It's just so bad, dude. We're seeing this a lot. We've got a. I was reading this article by Scott Greer in the Daily Caller, and he was talking about the Washington Monument was built. Let's see here. I guess in Dunkirk, not having enough diversity fit in with the cultural zeitgeist of suspiciously viewing men of the past who fail to live up to our new multicultural standards. The latest Spider-Man amply presented the view when one of the protagonists refused to visit the Washington Monument because she alleged it was built by slaves. The question of whether the monument was built by slaves is still not settled, but Spider-Man tells us it was, and we should not visit the structure intended to honor our first president.
Another Spider-Man origin story, right?
Sure.
The 6th one in 20 years.
Why not? Why not? Apparently, every 10 years, the new kids need their own origin story.
We get it. Parker got bit.
He got bit. His uncle was murdered. He was raised by his stupid aunt, and now he spins around the city. Got it.
Powers.
Next.
Crazy powers.
There's like 4,000 books and comic books on that you could pick any part. Stop the origin story. We got it. All of you, we got it. Wonder Woman, you did the origin story. It should stand on its own forever.
Yeah,
we got it.
It doesn't. It's awful.
In the real world, they say students at campuses with statues of Thomas Jefferson want these monuments removed because they claim the third president was a racist. A few students have gone so far as to vandalize the statue with stickers declaring the man who wrote the Declaration of Independence as a racist and a rapist. At other universities, it's great men of literature who are demanded to be removed because they're too white and too male. Students petitioned Yale to take out the white male writers in its English courses and replace them with more diverse individuals. It appears they've met this demand, the school, earlier this year with an announcement of new curriculum diversity in the English department. University of Pennsylvania appeased its radicals last year by removing a portrait of Bill Shakespeare, replacing him with a black lesbian poet, all for the sake of diversity. Who is that, Maya Angelou? I know she was black and a poet. I'm taking a shot in the dark that she was also
Throwing that at the wall. I don't know. Maybe.
It's the best I could do. I can't name any other black poets.
Female
black poets.
Nary one comes to mind.
Yeah. Let's see here. King's College London swapped out portraits of its white founders in favor of a wall of diversity. The university's dean of education was done in order to not alienate minority students from their surroundings.
God. Hit the Adam Carolla speech before Congress again, man.
Yeah, no kidding. You know,
stop it.
You know what's funniest about this too is what these people don't understand is they're using words right now in this story that are going to be a problem 5 years from now, if not sooner.
Yeah, and you, sir, weren't progressive enough to realize it and see into the future and change your ways.
I'll tell you right now, minority is not a word minorities like. You're starting to hear that already, that minorities like, I'm not a minority. That says that I'm less than you as a majority, and we are all created equal. Watch George Lopez's new stand-up special. He does a whole thing on it. They don't like illegals. We are not illegals. We are human beings. So all these things where it's like, we want minority diversity and race. Like, you're going to look like Tom Brokaw saying Negro on the news in 1978.
Yeah, great point.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's how it's going to be. And then you're going to go, but that's what everybody did. We were all saying minority. I mean, we weren't trying to be offensive. Fuck you, racist. Fuck you. I saw you say Negro on the news. Racist. Call it a minorities, you racist. It's going to come full circle, folks. You're the next tier, and I can't wait.
You're using outmoded terms. You just don't even know it yet.
You can't possibly know it yet. But you are. Sorry. So anyway, yeah, it appears, just wrapping it up, it appears that this is a growing challenge for our Western societies to offer up heroes and symbols everyone can unite around. If they're white and male, then that is problematic from the start. It doesn't matter if all the founding fathers happen to be white men, and if nearly all the soldiers stranded on Dunkirk were as well. The great achievements of these men are increasingly dwarfed by their racial and sexual identity. Liberals' commitment to multiculturalism and diversity means that they must offer up politically correct heroes and symbols for our societies to honor. That means it'll be more likely that movies dispense with historical accuracy and place women and minorities in historical events where their presence was limited.
Maybe Hollywood will have to get creative and write original stories and not just rely on comic books and historical events.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Because those scripts are already written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story of Dunkirk is what it is.
Yeah. We don't change the story of Dunkirk because, as you say, yeah, it's a historical event. I don't think I just can't imagine people want to change that for it just seems so false and so.
I got very thin skin.
I know a lot of you do. Anyway, let's take a quick break, Jay. Come back. Taylor Swift is about to go to court.
Yeah, the ass grab, right?
Exactly. Aaron Carter.
Yeah, I read about that. Oh, Aaron.
What are we doing, Aaron?
Aaron's crying out for help right now.
I think so, too. Didn't he just get a DUI like a week ago or something?
Yeah, and went on some crazy rants and shit. That dude's messed up.
Yeah, no shit, he's messed up. Fucking weirdo. Val Kilmer update.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Iceman.
Yeah, the Iceman. Maybe pull up the scene E, the gayest scene in cinematic history. Top Gun volleyball scene.
You've got it saved on your desktop. You know what it is.
All right, that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hi, Michael Kowalski here, aka the Sausage King of Detroit. Everyone knows Kowalski sausages have been satisfying folks for over 4 generations. That's right, my dad's sausages, his dad's sausages, his dad's sausages, and even my sausages have been satisfying customers for almost 100 years. We call that Kowalski quality. So for your next feast, choose Kowalski and just tell them Mike sent you.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay.
Mike, it's time for Zott Ford's Red Hot Clear the Lot Sizzling Summer Celebration. Sure, that's a real mouthful, but it's also going to keep your pockets full of cash that you'll save on your next purchase or lease from Zott Ford and Holly. Right now, lease a new 17 Ford Escape for just $125 a month, or lease a new 17 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 at $178 a month. See their sensational deals and massive inventory at dealsinthed.com. Oh, and don't forget to tell them Mike J or the E-Tard sent you.
I think Gabarra's fucking with you, by the way, with that opening sentence.
It's a mouthful, Mike.
It is, and I think it's done on purpose because I notice what you're doing, and you're adjusting as I would. You're slowing it down to get it in there. There's no way you can read that
I underlined it in several phrases, right?
You did. It's time for Zott Ford's Red Hot Clear the Lot Sizzling Summer Celebration. Boy,
so
oh
you got to
boy,
break it down into 4 pieces.
So you've got Red Hot Clear the Lot Sizzling Summer Celebration.
Yeah.
Red hot, clear the lot. Don't get shot. No. Like, it feels like going from clear the lot, sizzling summer should be something that rhymes with lot and hot, and then dovetail into celebration. I don't know. I think he's doing it to fuck with you, though.
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah.
No
Maybe.
question. He's been fucking with me the whole time with these things. It's never sensational deals. It's usually, they're stupendously, unbelievably
unmatched,
stupendous,
marvelous,
unmatched deals.
Preposterous deals. Yeah.
It's always some big word there. Mm-hmm. He's fucking with me.
Yeah. He thinks you're the big word guy. You can handle big words usually. Just not strung together like that.
Yeah,
Too many
tough.
in a row. A few moments at a backstage photo session 4 years ago, about to go to trial. Of course, talking about Taylor Swift and the former disc jockey, radio host David Mueller. She claims that he grabbed her ass cheeks.
Yeah, she was wearing like a sundress or something. He went under the dress
Yeah.
and grabbed her actual ass.
I was looking at
During a
this picture of her. She does kind of have a grabbable ass in that photo. You could see why you would be tempted.
That's the night right there. That's what she was wearing.
I don't
allegedly?
know. I don't know that that's the night. No. But if she was wearing that,
Can I please, before we move on to how hot Taylor Swift is, stop you right there and say that she is definitely in that category of chicks who everybody says is hot, who isn't hot.
Yeah.
Okay, that chick next to her is better looking than her. And I don't know who that chick is.
That's
but
his girlfriend.
Okay. Hey, man, you got a better looking girlfriend than Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift's just kind of a tall, lanky, awkward. There's something
very awkward and strange looking.
Yeah, it's bird-like. But there's something sexy about a girl that plays guitar and sings and writes her own shit. I give her a lot of credit for that. But yeah, there's something, I don't know, if you woke up every morning with that, I don't know that it would be as hot as you think.
I think there's times when she looks okay, and
I'd
there's
love to
times when
see
she
her
looks like
without-
an alien.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
love
Like-
to see her without
yeah.
war paint, though, in the morning, like you said.
Yeah. Because she's 24 now or something. I mean, she's young. Imagine her at 50. Oof. Like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be put that picture back up, E. I think that's the one in question.
So that's the indicting picture right there. The picture, the subject of the lawsuit. He is actually, according to her, grabbing her ass underneath that dress.
Yes.
Underneath, his hand is down there, obviously.
Yeah.
And grabbing a handful of butt cheek. It's weird the way his hand is positioned. Like he's going to pat her on the ass. But if you're saying you went up the skirt and grabbed a handful of cheek, which she's claiming, I don't.
Dude, I got to tell you, just the look of that guy, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
He's mustachioed.
Yeah.
He looks like Mr. Party Guy, you know?
Don't you think, though, that this would be ruffled up or something? If you were trying to sneak a hand under that little, because that's a low-cut dress.
Yeah.
Little thing she's wearing. I would just think that there'd be, like, if this was flipped up a little bit, the back of that skirt, I'd be like, oh, no question. He grabbed her ass cheek.
Yeah, that picture doesn't answer the question. It certainly looks like he's grabbing her ass, but not underneath the dress, as you say.
And, you know,
how are they going to be able to prove that then, other than
her word against his?
Yeah.
She testifies that it happened.
And he says it doesn't.
Yeah.
So then
who do they believe?
There's multiple things here. We've
her,
all,
of course. She's the big star, and everybody's a star fucker.
Yeah, well, but
Taylor wouldn't lie.
She would, and you know what she's suing for? $1. She wants $1.
Principle.
It's the principle, and she wants. I don't think there's any doubt that someone grabbed Taylor Swift's ass that night. I don't. I don't think there's any reason for a mega superstar at the top of her game like Taylor Swift to lie and go, my ass cheek was grabbed. But does that photo prove it was him? Unless you have video
it doesn't
or something.
need to. No, you don't. You don't need video or a photo to prove anything. You go testify.
Yeah, well, I think for him, he goes, dude, what are you talking about? I took a picture like 1,000 other people
and so you
that
sit
night.
on the stand and the jury listens to him and listens to her and goes, he's not believable. I don't believe it. I see that picture. It certainly looks like his hand's back there. I believe her. Why would she lie?
Yeah.
She certainly seems credible to me. She cried on the stand. She looked us in the eye. Whatever
she
it is.
did, yeah. Well, he lost his job, and that's what he's pissed about. He lost his gig. I guess they caught him and his girlfriend leaving. And I've been to a ton of these where they set up the banner behind you and you get, okay, now you go. So there's a big difference between that and what a lot of times these backstage things are, where it's like celebrity is just kind of mingling about behind.
This is like a stage thing where she's standing in front of that backdrop and people come up to her.
Yes,
like,
and
turns.
She's standing there, and then it's like, okay, click, got it. Like, you don't have your photographer. She's got her photographer that's taking these pictures, and then they'll give you a card or a number, and then you can go on the website later that day and print your photo off or something. And so he'll just stand there, and she'll just stand there all for an hour, and it's like, you two next, you two now. All right, little girls, come up, get here, get your picture with her. So it makes it very hard to think that she wouldn't know exactly when her ass was grabbed. Now, if it was something where, a backstage event, sometimes they'll do this at like Pine Knob or something, where it's like they've got a VIP area in the back, and the artist maybe will come out, and there's just a bunch of people having drinks, and you're just jumping in and grabbing pictures, but there's 40 people around you, and anybody could have at any time reached over and grabbed an ass.
Yeah.
Like, that makes it more believable for her. Plus, I don't think she would lie. I just don't know what the incentive for her to lie about that
Yeah, there
is.
doesn't seem to be one.
Anyway, he's denied it. He said that, security kind of grabbed him after this happened, and they were like, hey, you grabbed her ass. And he's like, no, I didn't. This is my girlfriend. No, I wouldn't do that. And they're like, all right, get out of here, you. And he was like, no, call the police. That's bullshit.
Really?
Yeah. And they didn't call the police. Instead, the next day, they called his boss, and he was fired immediately. And so he's suing her for like $3 million, at which point she countersued for $1 and admitted guilt that you grabbed my butt cheeks. It's so funny, though. If this was a guy, like some guy, country star or whatever's up there, and some chick grabbed his ass and be like, hey, get out of there, you.
Right.
Be like John Sally at Mitch Albom's party. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When the lights went down. Who grabbed my booty? Someone grab my booty. Stop grabbing my booty.
John Sally, according to Tom Arnold, has a huge, huge dong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. And then Aaron Carter. I can't tell you how much I've hated Aaron Carter.
Yeah, man.
Like,
He's like the brother of the Backstreet Boy, Nick Carter, right?
Yes.
So as annoying as the Backstreet Boys were, how more annoying were the little brothers, right? So there's him, and then there was Marky Mark Wahlberg, who was Donnie Wahlberg's of New Kid on the Block.
Yes,
fame.
yeah.
And these little brothers were like, it seemed to be riding the coattails of these douchebags that you couldn't stand anyway.
And Nick, I didn't hate Nick Carter as much as a lot of them. The guy with the fucking super trimmed beard.
Hell yeah.
Looking thing. And it's like, dude, stop it. You're a Backstreet Boy. Stop. You're not hard. You're not tough.
Yeah, but they all have their persona. You know?
I know. The bad boy. The mulleted bad
this
boy.
This is the young, cute one. This is...
Yeah, and then, exactly. And the Joey Fat one, you had him in there. But Nick was like, whatever. He's harmless enough. But his little brother, we got to see little Aaron Carter at like 8, And he's like, I grew up in the entertainment business. It's like, yeah, because your brother was in a megastar boy band. Like,
wasn't he identified by that same dude though? Who was the fat guy? He's since died. I think
Perlman.
Yes. Wasn't he immediately identified by Perlman though? Like, I don't think it was just little guy, who are you? You're Nick's brother. I think he was on to Aaron pretty quick as well, along with Nick at the same time. And then he inserted Nick into this group. Nick was way younger than those other Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Aaron was just too young to take part in that, so he viewed him as...
He groomed him a different way.
Yeah, I guess.
That was always the Lou Pearlman.
Lou, yeah.
Those were the rumors with Lou, is that maybe he was fucking Nick at one point. I think Nick has denied that, but there's something that went on there with Lou Pearlman and those Backstreet Boys, or who was the other one? Wasn't he in charge of the Lachey Brothers band, 98 Degrees? Wasn't that a Perlman
Probably,
thing?
yeah. He was all wrapped up with those boy bands. But do you remember the show? What was the show? Ashley Angel was the star of this.
Yes.
Basically, Lou Pearlman, he had already busted the Backstreet Boys. All this
How
stuff
did
was
you
huge.
know about that show?
I don't know, man. But he had this show. It was like Making the Band.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And so
Yeah.
they had like nationally all these people applying, all these dudes, they wanted to do their little dance and sing and all
Yeah.
that shit. Fucking Ashley Angel. I don't know why I know that either, but I do. That guy bugged the shit out of me.
Dude, that's worse than the fact that you know the hot felon's name.
Oh, man, Jeremy Meeks.
Yeah. Like, that's even worse. Ashley Angel, I'm not ashamed that I remember that
Yeah.
name, and I kind of...
I can picture
I watched
most
that
of, I
show.
can picture most of the guys who ended up making that, and I remember there was one like named Kaiko or something. He was some Hawaiian kid, and
Yeah.
he ended up like quitting. It was like, dude, this is the most sought after position ever. You're about to make this band, and he ended up quitting because he didn't want to travel so much or something.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember that too.
It
Yeah.
was a great show, Mike.
It wasn't a bad show. It was one that you could watch for sure. Well, Aaron Carter is thanking his fans for their support after Saturday's revelation that he had an quote experience with a man as a teenager. Has found himself attracted to men and women since the age of 13.
Now, there's no way he was attracted to Lou Pearlman, right?
You wouldn't
I
think.
mean, it's one thing to say, look, I had a sexual encounter with a person, but to say I was attracted to this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this guy, he's got like sausages for fingers. I mean, this dude was not an attractive man.
There was very little appealing about Lou Pearlman outside of the wallet.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd say
he
the
had,
wallet part of the body was the most appealing.
Yeah, so if you think like back left butt cheek pocket was
Yeah.
probably the hottest part of Lou Pearlman's entire existence. Maybe one of his mansions. But other than that, there was very, like, sexually speaking.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. There's Lou.
Lou's
Yeah.
in cuffs, man. Was it
Oh, yeah.
big tax evasion issue or something?
There was some pyramid scheme
Yeah.
or something. He went down bigly, and then I think
And then he died in prison, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. So he wrote, Aaron waking up so overwhelmed by your love and support. To start off, I would like to say that I love each and every one of my fans. Anyone that says my fans just bugs me for some reason. My fans.
Yeah,
Ugh.
he does that all the time.
I don't like that. If you notice, I don't
Like,
reference.
call
I don't
them
reference
listeners. They're not
it's
your
listeners. They're not fans. God, it just.
You're just hating on all the E fans out there, and they're so mad right now.
You know what?
hearing
E
this.
probably does have fans
Yeah.
because there's people that have to like really get behind what he is.
The E Army.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Tard Army, Tard Nation.
Hell
But
yeah.
I
Hashtag.
wouldn't think of this douchey little Carter's like, I just want to say I love every one of my fans.
Yeah, and let's say there are fans. Like, how many could there be at this point? You know,
I can't imagine there's that many. I mean, he's got to be playing what little clubs, little.
I think he rolled around Michigan a couple months ago and played some little small spot. I just remember hearing that like fleeting,
Yeah.
on the radio or something. Oh, Aaron Carter.
There's something I'd like to say that I feel is important for myself and my identity that has been weighing on my chest for nearly half my life. This doesn't bring me shame, just a weight and a burden I've held on to for a long time that I would like lifted off of me. I grew up in the entertainment industry at a very young age, and when I was around 13, I started to find boys and girls attractive.
There are people who don't want to do other things. If you want ice cream, you don't go to a barbecue shop.
There were years that went by that I thought about it, but it wasn't until I was 17 years old, after a few relationships with girls, that I had an experience with a male. And then,
Well, that's all right.
that I had an attraction to, who I also worked with and grew up with.
That's creative.
The best quote to some, I've never felt as though I didn't belong. I just acted as though I did.
Boy George.
Boy George said that. Very good. So basically what he's doing is like,
Seriously, I know. Look at me. Listen to me for a moment.
hold on, everybody, if I could have the world's attention for a moment.
Do you remember me? Number one, if you do.
You might remember me from such hits as Drunk Driving last week and ranting wildly on Twitter earlier this week. I've got one more thing to add. I occasionally like to suck on dicks. That's all I have to say, as you were.
We don't want to shame anybody. We don't want to put anybody on the spot. If it looks funny, we go over and say, mm-mm.
You know we'll get to the point where it's truly like, yeah, whatever, dude, whatever. There's
I think we are to that point.
I think so, too. There's millions of gay people in this world. Like, is it, like, if he would have come up and said, if I could have your attention, please, I'd just like the world to know that I have never sucked on a cock before in my life. I'd be like, oh, wow, that's kind of newsworthy.
Really? Aaron Carter never has?
Never
Seriously?
once? He had to have tried it at some
The whole
point.
Lou Pearlman thing?
Like,
and all that?
wait a minute.
No?
Like the whole boy band Lou Pearlman shit? Of course he
No.
sucked a dick.
Wow, that's remarkable.
This is truly noteworthy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have this story. Who knew that Aaron Carter hadn't sucked a dick or two.
No, I think we're in the midst of a huge cry for help with Aaron Carter.
You think so?
Yeah, as mentioned a couple weeks ago, the DUI, the Twitter rant, now this.
Well, you guys are. This also happened last week too. He was on the TMZ. They were doing the TMZ bus tour. I'd seen this, but I would never have thought we would have talked about Aaron Carter. But he was on a TMZ bus tour, or he got on there and he started talking to them. Look at this about he just had secret surgery and he was very vague about it. It was
Yeah, this is as deep a cry for help as you can find. Good call, Jay. Do you want to hear him really quick?
Let's see here.
Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Yeah, he's stopping. He's literally pulling over for us. Pull over, pull over. Okay, stop. This is crazy. You guys, this is Aaron Carter. Open the door, please. Thank you, Happy.
It's one of those Hollywood,
That happened, but I know your side of the story because I watched.
I just actually got out of surgery.
Yeah.
He looks awful.
I just wanted to say hi to you guys.
We're really excited to have you. Do you want to come on to the bus? Thank you
Dude,
so
he
much
looks
for
so
coming.
bad.
Wow, he looks methed out.
Come on over.
She doesn't want nothing to do with whoever that girl is.
I'm not judging. He can do whatever he wants, but he does not look good.
Aaron Carter, this is crazy.
Oh, a lot of people clapping. A lot of cheering.
Who? I actually just got out of surgery, but I just wanted to come say hi anyway. So I saw the bus and I figured I'd say hello.
How was the surgery?
I can't discuss that right now.
So why'd you bring it up?
I'm okay.
We're happy to hear that.
I'm okay.
Good to hear some guy knows.
Take care. God bless.
Is his neck too long?
Thank you so much, Aaron.
His neck
Have
is
a good
way
one.
too long.
Thanks for stopping by.
Some guy just goes, good to hear.
Good luck.
We were
with
worried about
everything,
you,
by the way.
man.
I know you've been having a tough time.
No,
So
I'm okay.
I hope everything's
Thank
better
you so
now.
much. God bless.
Take care.
God bless. God bless
Oh
you.
boy.
Yeah, that's something's going on there that's not good.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but like in a couple weeks, are we gonna hear Aaron Carter dead at 32 or whatever?
32. I don't know, how old is he now?
No idea.
You know, he was linked to one other dude, and I'm sorry if you and I were ever caught in a picture like that.
Yeah,
that's just
is that Ashley Angel?
No, it's not Ashley Angel. That's Chris Crocker.
Ah, Chris Crocker.
Chris Crocker, who has fame for being the "Leave Britney Alone" cry video.
The drama that's in that video.
Yeah.
Do you have that, E? This is him?
This is Chris Crocker, who's in this picture, like, lovingly with Aaron Carter. I guess they were linked. They've never discussed it, but you don't take that picture unless you're sucking each other's dicks, right? You just don't.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I wouldn't.
It's too romantic, and they're
It
like
is.
holding hands. Aaron's sitting on Chris Crocker's knee. They've got hands inside each other's legs. Like, it's a picture that says, we're going to blow each other later.
Yeah.
It just does. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what it says.
Am I wrong? When I remember this Leave Britney Alone video is that there's no tears, but there's a ton of angst.
I thought I remember
that should shed tears.
I thought I remember this young gentleman having mascara running down his face.
Okay.
I could be wrong. E, go ahead and hit play.
It's
there.
been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Please.
This is when Britney shaved her head, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh, she's going nuts."
Perez Hilton talked about professionalism and said if Britney was a professional, she would have pulled it off no matter what.
Very androgynous.
Speaking of professionalism, when is it professional to publicly bash someone who's going through a hard time?
Well, we didn't
Leave
mean
Britney
to.
alone.
I
Please.
think you're right, Jay, about the tears, the lack of it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
This is such bullshit.
Oh, that was like a 7-minute video, too.
That's him, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's the picture. If you're watching us on YouTube, there's the picture Jay and I were referenced about, it looks like a loving couple.
It does. It appears that way.
Why don't we, I don't know what the clock is at, E. It feels like we're probably at email time and post time. Why don't we save the Val Kilmer story till tomorrow?
Okay.
Is that cool?
Is it a fat Val Kilmer? Or
No. What with the whole cancer thing?
Yeah, the throat cancer. Was that a Doug Michaelis situation where he was eating chicks out?
I think so.
I mean, that tickles a pussy.
Gross.
We have post.
But we might have to review the gayest volleyball scene in cinematic history.
Sure, we
safe
can
to
review
say.
that again. It's been 6 months or so since we've done it.
Of course, Top Gun, if anyone wants to review for tomorrow's show. Top Gun volleyball scene, that's all you need to know.
All right, so today we have Salem, Massachusetts, the Wassicks, right? Post in from Salem, Massachusetts. I've never been there, but it was first settled in 1629. Salem is one of the oldest towns in America. It has interesting museums, historic homes, tourist attractions, and natural seaside beauty. Salem was, for many years, a shipping center noted for trade with the Orient. The famous witch trials of 1692 that resulted in the hanging of 19 people gave the city its nickname. Beautiful card. They spent some cash on that card. Look at that. That's the most probably the nicest. Feel that.
Wow.
It's the nicest feeling post we've had.
Oh, it's cut out. This is
beautiful?
expensive. This is an expensive post.
Yeah.
And I love the fact on the back. That's really well done.
Well, listen to this. Tara adds to it. Jay, a post from our visit to Salem, home of everything witchy. What it fails to tell you is that 20 people were killed during the witch trials. 19 were hanged, as noted, and a man was pressed to death.
What?
Quote, unquote, pressed to death.
How do you press a man to death?
I think it's the opposite of pulling a man apart.
Oh, would you rather
which
be
happened in
pressed
Braveheart?
Yeah, yeah.
Would you rather be pressed or pulled?
Whew. I'm thinking pressed, man. Depends how slow. It all depends on slow.
Yeah, are you just being squished by like Godzilla?
Are they dropping a rock on you? Or is it like just like a slow press?
like a junkyard press.
Yeah, there you go.
Until you pop.
Oh, and you would pop too.
I think I'd rather be pressed because you'd pop, whereas being pulled, all your limbs go off, right? You'd still be living.
Yeah, you would.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
pressed. Pressed is the way to go.
On to email. Mark writes in. I meant to write in a while ago, but I spotted Eric in the parking lot of the Hamlin Pub on 25 Mile. I have indeed had a biggie in the wild sighting.
Wow.
Oh, shit. This might be the guy I sold the membership to, right?
I don't know.
Okay, I think it might be.
I was listening to you guys at the exact time and had a Pulp Fiction feel like when Bruce Willis sees the big black dude crossing the street and tries to running him over.
Hell yeah.
I called out to Big E and whipped the car into an open spot directly in front of his path. I introduced myself and I told him I'm a huge fan of the show. Oh, a fan.
Oh, see, there was a fan.
And how great it was to meet him. To my surprise, I found him very enchanting.
Really?
He was friendly, personable, and didn't seem very gay at all. I'd say he seemed like a pretty normal guy, and it was a pleasure to meet him.
Yeah, he met one of those weird look-alike doppelganger
you did
normal
not
biggies.
meet Big E, our Big E.
Yeah.
No, you met a different guy named Big E.
Yeah.
With a greasy plume.
I tried hummus for the first time tonight. Yeah, he thought they were mashed taters.
You didn't meet that guy.
You met an enchanting man in the Hamlin Pub parking lot.
We need to meet this biggie.
I know. Maybe we could get him on. E, do you remember this
I swear to God, that's
this
why I said I
alleged
wonder
meeting?
if this was the guy I sold the membership. Because remember that
So
time?
tell me about your experience. Tell me about your...
Remember that time
Did you
I came on?
upsell a membership to someone?
Listen to this.
Remember when we were at that time? I talked about that on this show that time where I said I was giving the shirts away, the member shirts away. When those times when I was meeting people, and I walked out and somebody was there by chance and asked me about the members area, and I'd said like, "Yeah, you should do it. It's awesome," or whatever. And he's like, "I'm gonna become one," and I was like, "I wonder if he ever really did or if he just lied to me." I think this is that guy.
Wow, E sold a membership. That's
Maybe.
great.
If he, I don't know if
He needs a kiosk. You need to
Yeah,
put
yeah.
a kiosk at a mall. He can sell.
He could just have one of those clip-on card readers on his phone.
Absolutely. Little square.
Well, I want to know if he was successfully upsold, though. If
that's
he
my point.
closed
I'm
the
glad that
deal.
he didn't, but because I thought that's who this guy was. When he describes that, that's
Yeah.
what I feel like.
Write us
who it
back,
was.
dude. Let us know if you ended up signing up, and if it had anything to do with your encounter with
Yeah.
E. If he had anything to do with that sale.
We could probably go in and look at new sign-ups around the date that E was at the
Yeah.
Hamlin Pub, too. See if anyone matching that name appears.
No, I'd rather this guy write back and tell us exactly what happened in that regard.
Yeah.
If you want to pin it on something, pin it on that.
Ken writes in, U of M affirmative action BS. U of M can suck it. My son graduated valedictorian of his class with a 4.2 GPA. Scored a 33 on his ACTs. Honor
good?
student, tons of after-school activities, groups, etc., etc.
That's
He was accepted.
bullshit, dude.
He was accepted to U of M, but only offered $1,500 total in scholarships for all 4 years. My cousin's kid, who is half Asian, half Caucasian, female, valedictorian, 3.8 GPA, 28 on ACTs, was accepted and offered $50,000 plus in scholarships.
Wow.
I know you might be thinking, well, he did get in, but with stats like that, I can only come, gross, to the conclusion they prefer to have my cousin's kid over mine.
Of course they do.
Thankfully, my son applied to MSU as well, and they offered to pay half his tuition and gave him a job as a professor's assistant. After his first 2 years, he was awarded another scholarship that pays for the rest of his 4 years. Fuck U of M and go green! Goodbye, says Ken.
Good for you, Ken.
Great school, undeniably, U of M, and certainly their law school. And if you want to go out of state and practice law, and you want to get an education in Michigan in a law school, That's the best one, man. If
Yeah.
you then want to have the credibility to go out of state, New York, whatever, it's going to be recognized really well. I mean, for me, it worked out well. I ended up going to U of D, and much like Ken's son, got hooked up.
Yeah.
And so it was fine with me, but yeah, I can't help wonder
You did
if I
rather
didn't-
well at U of D.
if I didn't fall into that area.
Yeah.
Of maybe let's check his demographic.
Yeah. I guarantee it, dude. You couldn't be more white or male. I mean, there's very little unwhite and unmale about you. That's not going to help you get in anywhere.
Yeah. Not these days.
No.
Oh, well. Terry writes in. Remember we called out for a Terry last week?
Bag up,
Bag up, bag up, bag up.
Bag up, bag up. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. What you doing, Terry? Oh, Lord. Lord, jeez. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez.
Terry writes in, Jay, how much do I get paid and what do I have to do? I'm really good at drinking beer. Terry, you come in and you sit here so I can do this.
Bag up, Terry.
And then
Put
I guess
it in
you just
reverse, Terry.
maybe back up.
Yeah.
Or not.
Just slide. Your chair's on wheels. I mean, just slide her back a little. Bag up, bag up.
What you doing, Terry?
And then if that comes up, you just tell him what you're doing. I'm still drinking my beer.
Terry adds, my oldest son and I have been laughing at that video ever since you first aired it. My son saw it on a different media site. He does have the Detroit Cast bookmarked, but because of his job, he doesn't get to listen all the time. Thanks for showing boobs again a couple weeks ago on the YouTube site. That's how you started out with your YouTube. If anyone has to be careful at work, it would be me because of where I work. I won't say where he works. Just give a little heads up so people can hide their screens. I have 3 screens that I use at my daily job, and I keep the decast in a small window that I can hide quickly.
Huh.
Thanks for my freeze worth. Whenever you need me to join the decast, let me know. We will let you know, Terry.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry.
E, did you show boobs on the YouTube
Yeah,
feed?
I don't remember boobs being on there. I would have liked to have seen those too.
You son of a bitch, Jesus.
Whatever. I don't even know what he's talking
I
about.
thought we solved that problem years ago.
I don't know. I think it was probably that time I was showing those fat people, that fat chick get her breast painted.
Somebody
and then
mentioned a boob. I'll put a boob up on a YouTube channel.
Hilarious. Here's every boob ever
Hilarious.
online.
Yeah, every
seen
boob
a
we could
boob.
possibly find because
Yeah.
no one's ever seen that. Yeah. No, dude, I think it was the body.
I think I didn't
painting,
realize.
right?
I didn't realize. I guess that one part of it was. I guess
Jesus.
Brayer breasts.
Rare breast.
Can you please use some discretion?
Yeah, think.
Okay? You're going to have to use the thought process a little bit here. 5 Life Burdens Josh writes in.
Oh,
that's a lot of I know, that's
Oh, my
tough, dude.
God.
I've got 3. I can't even
Oh.
imagine another one.
Yeah.
Even a 4th. 5?
Yeah.
5?
What are you
22
doing?
and counting.
What you doing, Terry?
Add this to the collection of stupid plates. This plate reads BSDDS. So like dentist, you know?
Yeah.
The dental degree is like a Bachelor of Science and then DDS.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My favorite thing to
my
do
God.
is interpret the most
So
off the wall.
douchey.
It's so bad. My favorite thing to do, says Josh, is to interpret the most off the wall meaning and then straight face present this interpretation as fact to the driver and walk away. Just so they know no one cares what they meant to say, but they should accept my new meaning for it. See, obviously, this one means bullshit dentist, right? Imagine walking up there. Oh, so you're a bullshit
Yeah,
dentist?
you're the BS dentist. Cool.
No. That's not what it means. No, I'm a BS. I got my Bachelor of Science and then I got my dental degree.
I think Joel, the wonderful young man that does our best ofs for us, someone tweeted at him a picture of a license plate, and it was like sons times 3. So someone's letting you know that I have 3 sons.
Right.
But the way it was spelled out with the X3, it looked like sun sex.
Oh, nice.
And so Joel's like, I just read that as sun sex. Like, this guy's fucking his kids.
Hey, man. I walked into that one.
Yep. Sorry. Sun times 3 to you is sun sex to me.
You know, we were talking the other day about improvements, plastic surgery, breast enhancement, whatever it is. Where do you stop? Botox, braces even. You know, are braces over the line? Aaron writes in concerning braces, and I knew this about Aaron. He hugely rejected braces as a kid.
Every
Fuck
kid
you.
does.
Braces are fucking retarded. Not like Aaron. Listen to this. If you're a good sales guy, your clothes sales, no matter how fucking ugly your teeth are. When I was at that age, it did seem like every kid got braces. I told my parents, no, I don't want these, but was ignored because I was a dumb kid. I threw away the Herbst appliance, which was $1,500 for the appliance and $600 for the associated visits, and then I popped off those fucking brackets at every visit. thousands of dollars for 2 years worth of visits. And finally, I tossed that fucking retainer, $800-ish, away immediately after the braces were off. After all was said and done, I told my parents, I told you I didn't want braces. This is on you. There's no shame in my game.
My parents would have killed me.
Which didn't go so well.
Yeah.
I have yet to be asked, can I see your teeth before I sign this contract? Or please don't send over your tech if he has fugly teeth. So again, I say fuck you, braces.
Does Aaron have a fucked up grill?
I don't think so.
I mean, is he doing a superb job of changing the subject and hiding that thing for us? He's a big dude.
Yeah, I can't get by his fucked up dome to
Yeah.
even get to his grill. So
Good
good move,
point.
Aaron. Yeah. Way to go bald, man. No, honestly, I never looked at Aaron and gone,
No, I've never
teeth
looked at
are
his.
fucked.
Yeah, never thought his teeth were a mess. Maybe they are. I'm gonna pay attention next time I see him and go, dude, you should have got braces or something. These things are all fucked up.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
All right, very good. E, anything coming up this week that we should mention? Are you doing any comedy you want people to show up to?
I don't
know.
No? Didn't really. Well, I am.
Well,
but
I know you've
but
been
I'm
doing it a lot lately. And so
I
if you wanna
am, but I'm
mention it,
trying
you
to
can.
keep it on. We're trying to keep it on the deal. But I guess since you asked me, I think I'm doing
You don't
something.
want people to come to see you?
He's working
Kinda
on
not
new
really.
material.
Kind of not. I do and I don't.
I like to do stand up in the closet where
No,
no one
I
can
like to
see
do
me or
it-
hear me.
I don't know. It's a weird situation, but I guess I am. I'm doing probably on Tuesday. I don't know the place in Ann Arbor, so I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Head to Ann Arbor, everybody, if you want to see Big E.
Look for him in the wild. Hopefully, he'll be wearing his pink
Well, I
hat or
didn't even want
something.
you to ask me.
I'm sorry.
he looks
Sorry,
like
I
a
brought it up.
snitch.
Trying to help you out. E,
I
my
understand that.
fault.
I
My fault.
understand.
My bad. I'll never do it again.
Why
I'll
didn't it
never
have-
reference your comedy on the show again, ever. Take that to the bank.
I don't believe that's going to be true.
All right. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Thanks for hanging today. We'll do it again tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.